that's ridiculous, man. I would just let go of that belt. It's disgusting. I mean, I told my son to be a real man.
It's not a good look. It doesn't look well. I mean, it's a turnoff. It gets everybody like kind of in a sense. Turns everybody.
I had heard is that this drug is not detectable in blood, that it's a drug that's detectable in urine.
And they have in a new test, right? The test
Is it a new test?
From what I heard too is the USADA is.
You go caught taking drugs, here's your charge. It's like fucking murder. If you fucking murder somebody.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. destroys Shakur Stevenson after failed drug tests. Teofimo Lopez Sr. doesn't hold back, publicly humiliating Shakur Stevenson ahead of their fight. He calls out the allegations of steroid use, questioning why the boxing world continues to praise him despite failing tests. This isn't just criticism. It's a total takedown, sending a warning that Shakur's credibility is on the line and his reputation is at risk before the fight even begins.
I don't know why they like this kid a lot, man. No matter what they saying or whatever it is, he has steroids.
Teofimo Lopez fires back at Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo doesn't hold back, slamming Shakur Stevenson over his failed drug tests. He calls it a turnoff that damages credibility and shakes fans' trust. Lopez makes it clear that this controversy isn't just about the fight. It's about exposing Shakur's reputation and showing the boxing world that actions have serious consequences.
When I got jobbed, I didn't do it. I just got back, took care of my hold, and we came back and conquered. That's all you got to do. That's how you earn your respect and how you stay in the people's.
Derek Chisora slams drug cheats in boxing. Derek Chisora makes it crystal clear anyone caught taking drugs in boxing should face a 10-year ban. He doesn't understand why athletes continue to compete after cheating, calling out the system for letting offenders slip through. This is a direct message to Shakur Stevenson, and anyone considering shortcuts boxing will not tolerate compromised integrity or unfair advantage.
Everybody who gets caught taking drugs should get a fucking 10-year ban, man. Fuck everybody. I don't understand why we have to fucking footsie around.
Eddie Hearn stresses the urgency and uncertainty surrounding Shakur Stevenson's failed drug tests. He highlights that the British Boxing Board of Control is yet to act, and the legal situation is still unfolding. Hearn's cautious yet tense words underline that the outcome could drastically affect Shakur's career and the fight itself.
At the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, we'll see what rolls on.
Eddie Hearn doesn't hold back, calling out Jermaine Franklin for the audacity of claiming innocence after failing his drug test. Hearn brands it sabotage and a complete system failure, exposing the arrogance and irresponsibility that tarnishes boxing. His outrage sends a strong warning to Shakur Stevenson and all fighters. Cheating won't be tolerated and credibility comes at a high cost. The boxing world is watching closely.
But do you know what is the absolute liberty about all of this? Is the way that he, after he failed that test on Monday, texts me, texts you, to say, I swear I've not taken anything. This is sabotage. This is just the system against me. Fuck off. It's an absolute, you know what, it makes me sick.
Gervonta Davis doesn't mince words, labeling fighters who test positive yet are still allowed to compete as snakes and dangerous. His blunt condemnation exposes the hypocrisy in boxing and highlights the risks and unfair advantages posed by cheaters. This sends a clear warning. The sport won't tolerate compromised integrity.
And we're still gonna let him fight. Still was gonna let him fight.
Dillian White fought after he tested.
Who? Dillian White. After testing positive, see, I didn't even know that. Bro, he's a snake, bro.
Liam Goff explains the nuances of drug testing, emphasizing that even tiny amounts can linger depending on the type of test saliva, urine, or hair. His analysis warns fighters like Shakur Stevenson that any infraction, no matter how small, can be detected and could have serious career consequences if overlooked. Johnny Nelson calls out Shakur for taking banned substances. Johnny Nelson couldn't believe Shakur would risk it all, asking why anyone would take a substance knowing it could stay in the system for weeks. He slammed the decision as reckless, pointing out the dangers it brings to the sport and questioning Shakur's judgment. This isn't just a mistake. It's a major blow to credibility and professionalism, highlighting how high the stakes are when fighters gamble with banned substances.
And
now you won't know what stays for 2 weeks. I don't know, why would you take it knowing there's a possibility that it's going to be in your system? And why would you take it for our sport anyway?
Adam Catterall reacts to Shakkur's failed drug test. Adam Catterall described Shakkur's failure as both shocking and deeply disappointing. He emphasized that any fighter caught using performance-enhancing drugs tarnishes the sport's reputation and lets down fans and opponents alike. Catterall's words underline how seriously the boxing community takes these violations and how they demand accountability at every level.
When any fighter fails a performance-enhancing drug test, it is incredibly shocking and disappointing.
Spencer Oliver was blown away by Shakur testing positive for recreational drugs like cocaine. He highlighted the absurdity of risking so much for a fight with such a dangerous substance in your system. Oliver demanded explanations, pointing out how foolish it is to endanger one's career and opponents in such a high-stakes sport.
Blown away by what it is, recreational drugs, cocaine. You just go, how has that got in your system? He's got some explaining to do for one, and you think with what you had on the line, and with what you was, what was coming up for you, and the opponent you had in front of you, you just go like.
Adam Smith admitted surprise, emphasizing the uncertainty and lack of official statements regarding Shakkur's failed test. He noted how quickly news spreads on social media and how speculation grows in the absence of clear facts. Smith highlighted the confusion and anticipation surrounding the situation, showing how every detail now matters for the fight's credibility.
And I'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know the findings. We don't know. I haven't seen statements really. I don't know. It's come out in the social media world.
Carl Frampton didn't hold back, calling out high-profile fighters who get caught using performance-enhancing drugs, describing it as just horrible. He made it clear that in a sport as dangerous as boxing, where one wrong move can cost a life, the stakes are enormous. Frampton argued that anyone caught with banned substances should face a lifetime ban. No exceptions. His stance is brutal but necessary, highlighting the absolute seriousness of cheating in a sport where strength, skill, and safety must go hand in hand. By speaking out, Frampton shines a light on the moral and physical responsibility every fighter carries, showing that violations aren't just career-damaging, they endanger everyone in the ring. This is a bold warning to anyone thinking shortcuts are acceptable in boxing.
I didn't do that when I got jobbed. When I got jobbed, I didn't do it. I just got back, took care of my hold, and we came back and conquered. That's all you got to do. That's how you earn your respect and how you stay in the people's eye.
Tony Bello described the situation as frightening for boxing, emphasizing that it's not just a bad look, it's a real threat to the sport's integrity. He argued that when fighters fail drug tests, it turns what should be a disciplined, skill-based competition into a chaotic circus. Bello's choice of words underscores how dangerous and out of control the scenario can feel, especially when the rules are ignored. He highlighted the broader implications for safety, fairness, and public trust in boxing, calling out the system for failing to uphold standards. His perspective paints a clear picture. Doping scandals don't just harm one fighter, they shake the foundations of the entire sport. By framing the controversy as a circus, Bello warns fans and fighters alike that accountability is non-negotiable and that the sport must clean itself up before it loses credibility.
The sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen, this isn't boxing as a sport, this is the circus.
Adiola weighed in on the shocking news of Shakkur's failed drug test, suggesting that somehow the substance could have entered his system from other means. While he admitted that sounds unlikely, he urged giving Shakur the benefit of the doubt, showing caution and fairness. Still, Oladipo couldn't hide his astonishment, repeatedly describing the situation as wild. He highlighted the unprecedented nature of the case, emphasizing how rare and confusing such pre-fight controversies are at this level. By analyzing the potential explanations while acknowledging the seriousness of a banned substance showing up, Oladipo illustrated the fine line between accidental ingestion and outright cheating, making it clear that the scandal has rocked the boxing world and will have serious consequences for Shakkur's reputation.
I've watched Deontay Wilder's. I've been ringside for 2 of Deontay Wilder's last 3 fights. I watched the last fight. He's not in his prime. I mean, he is several...
Duke McKenzie expressed disbelief at the findings of Shakkur's failed drug tests, questioning how both the A and B samples could come back positive for a banned substance. He highlighted the sheer impossibility of the results, framing it as a confusing and alarming situation for the sport. Mackenzie delved into the seriousness of failing consecutive samples, emphasizing that this isn't just a minor mistake, it's a direct violation of the rules that govern boxing integrity. He underscored the implications for Shakur's career, showing that repeated positive tests cast a long shadow over a fighter's legitimacy. By breaking down the shocking nature of the case and stressing accountability, Mackenzie painted a picture of a scandal that threatens not only Shakur, but the credibility of the sport itself.
How can he give a sample and then a B sample, and they both come back positive for a banned substance? It doesn't make any sense.
Gareth A. Davies revealed that he hadn't been covering Shakur's situation until recently, relying on colleague Jeremy Wilson, the Telegraph's doping expert, for details. Davies reported that Shakur had been using around 14 different supplements, a staggering number that raises immediate red flags. His insight highlights how easily fighters can get caught in complex anti-doping rules and how a combination of substances can create serious problems. Davies' breakdown underscores the scale of the issue and the importance of transparency and regulation in boxing. By contextualizing the failed tests, he shows how repeated supplementation, even without clear intent, can spiral into controversy, threatening a fighter's career and casting doubt on their legitimacy in the ring.